Offset or post? There's offset board and camera two.
U4B instead, just that's not
And
gonna
router seven. What is that?
U4B instead.
First graduate class. Oh yeah. We don't want any seniors. I mean, I'm still seeing this in history, but it's just not as special.
You gotta build them before though.
Yeah. Those in the show.
Yeah.
Do we know we'll have enough books?
Yeah, he was gonna do this particular.
That's the hard part. I do that all the time.
I haven't had that situation yet.
Because it's the same type of boxes that we've done, right?
I think if it's just a box.
Just the same type of box.
Runnable box, maybe. Not just
Alex, when do we need dummy boxes? You don't know either. I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Hey guys, we're about
Okay.
2 minutes out to 2 coverage boxes, 2 minutes.
Huh?
Same as last time, 145. Okay.
Only if you join in the dance party.
Okay. But I don't need like a stop jump, right? Yeah, like something to make it doesn't good enough. Yeah. You just don't put the run in. Can it be back to back? No. I'll ask you. 10 seconds. Alright, down so you can see the 3D camera 1 with. 5 away,
Alright,
John,
1
stand
minute,
by.
2 coverage boxes, 1 minute.
3, 2, rolling up.
This morning at the alert desk, AT&T is notifying customers they could be eligible for up to $7,500 in cash. That's all part of a $177 million data breach settlement. So here's the background here. Back in 2024, the telecommunications company, they faced a pair of data breaches that met with some big lawsuits. The breach affected data until 2019, including social security numbers and information for 73 million former and current customers. AT&T customers must include documentation of losses in their claims that are fairly traceable to this breach. The deadline to submit a claim is November 18th, but the final approval hearing for this settlement could be held up in appeals, so it could be quite a while before AT&T
Alright,
meets
stand by 2 coverage,
Roll
1 minute,
tape.
Brian first.
Back to school day in Northern Virginia. Today, thousands of students in Fairfax, Prince William, Alexandria, Manassas Park, and Falls Church all head back to class.
7 News is helping you prepare with team coverage. Reporter Kelly Lynn is live with what is new for students in Prince William County. Well, let's begin now with senior meteorologist Brian Vandegraff, who's live for us in Fairfax County this morning. We can see the bands in both of their live shots still going strong.
Take.
Oh man, I am super excited, and I did pass the word along to you guys.
You're
That
back in 2
I so
minutes.
appreciate it. At 4:25 when I rolled in, everyone was starting to show up, so it's super amazing to be out here. We're at Centerville High School in Centerville, Virginia. Super excited for the first day of school. Got a bunch of fun stuff to share with you here. But first, I want to talk to some friends, Aiden and Caleb here. The men's volleyball team. It just started last year. How was it getting the volleyball team? You were super excited.
I was excited for the first season last year, and it was just an amazing experience.
All right, what are you expecting this year? You guys got a good team?
It's definitely better than last year, but the other teams will also be stronger, so we'll have some good competition in our games.
you have a good amount of team. You have a lot of people come out.
Oh yeah, we do, and we have a good supportive team that comes out.
So we got it's fun. We also mentioned a new sport this year. We also have ladies flag football. Let me get out of the way here. I want to say this is the Wildcat dance team here. All right. In addition, we have the cheerleaders, the band, but they're going to do a little number for us here this morning. Take it away.
2 and router 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stand by. And main field, we'll stand down CD5 and router 7.
Woo! So you can see we've got cheer, we've got band, we've got dancers, we've got athletes, we got everybody out here, and the fun continues throughout the morning. That's the very latest from Centerville.
Stand back to
Back
row
you guys.
C.
Looking
Out.
good.
Sure. All right, Brian. Well, it's back to school season.
Alright,
Students
Brian,
at
you're
Howard
clear.
University are
Stand by,
teaming up
camera
with the
3.
Alliance for Concerned Men to make
20
sure
out,
students
20
in Southeast
seconds.
DC are ready for the new school year. Friday, students passed out backpacks
Camera
full of
1,
custom
go
supplies to
box.
kids at MCASD Park. And today, they'll be handing out water and
Stand by,
supplies to
Kelly.
students at American University.
Well, today is also the first day back to class in Prince William County. And 7 News reporter Kelly Lynn live for us in Manassas, where she's asking school system leaders about staffing shortages. What's going on there, Kelly? Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. As you can see, it is still a very busy scene here at Colgan High School. As I do tell you about the latest vacancy, I've learned that those bus driver vacancies, I think there was one that we told you about earlier, that has now been filled according to the school system. I'm also learning that 89% of certified staff positions are filled compared to 82% last year. And a recent check shows that for teachers, there are 78 school-based certified teacher openings right now. This year, this school system is going to be using AI as well. For the first time, high school students are going to be working with Microsoft's Co-Pilot program. The goal here is to guide students to use it effectively as well as ethically. I talked to the superintendent. She says that she's very concerned about privacy. Now, there's some other AI programs that students will also be using in this school year, and you can read more about that on our homepage. Live in Manassas, Kelly Lynn, 7 News.
Well, students heading back to school today in Falls Church have a new leader. It's the first school year for newly appointed superintendent Dr. Terry Dade. He'll oversee 5 schools and about 3,200 students. Dr. Dade pointed out a sudden surge in enrollment can be difficult for a school system this small.
In a smaller district, we really have to think strategically about how to allocate resources effectively. In larger systems, there's so much room to spread that out that typically enrollment increases aren't as significant.
Thank you.
Dr. Dade says he embraces the challenges and advantages of running a small school district, and he tells us he is eager to listen to the community about their needs. Well, right now on our homepage, our digital team put together everything your family needs to get ready for the new school year, including this list of key changes and new policies you can expect. Just search what's new for DMV schools this fall.
Happening tonight, the Washington Commanders will be back at Northwest Stadium. Preseason game number 2. They are going to host the Cincinnati Bengals, and we are expecting to see some of Washington's starters suit up, and that includes quarterback Jaden Daniels. Now, his time will be limited, but head coach Dan Quinn knows that his quarterback is itching to compete.
Yeah, for he and a lot of the guys that are going to get some of their first playing time, I would say it's a little bit customized, but we'd like to see a few series, and we're excited to see the guys. They're excited to get performing too.
What have you seen so far leading up to this Bengals game that makes you believe that this team's going to give a better effort and kind of show more?
Guys taking ownership of what's been asked of them. You have to understand, and I might understand it better than a lot of guys, that this is a small window. This is a very small, tight window that you never know when your last play could be. And so you have to maximize every chance you get on the field, because you don't know when that last play could be it.
Thank you.
Kickoff for tonight's game is set for 8 p.m. and then looking ahead to Saturday, a battle brewing between DC and Baltimore as the Commanders will face the Ravens there at Northwest Stadium.
All right, we'll kind of feel it a little bit more
more like September football weather for that Commanders game tonight. Kickoff at 8 p.m. 71 degrees with cloudy skies. So cloudy, cool, especially with that northeast breeze. And it's going to be even cooler tomorrow morning this time. We're going to be starting off in the 60s tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely have some low clouds and maybe an isolated shower. Speaking of our rain chances, they're pretty limited. In fact, today just a stray shower, but again, as I've been talking about, just keep that small umbrella handy, especially for those of you in southern Maryland. You can see a slight shower chance today. Tomorrow and Wednesday, though, we will have isolated scattered showers with that kind of east wind. High temperatures today and tomorrow, the coolest of the week as we get into the middle 70s. Keep in mind, this is well below our average of 88. We'll be in the low to mid 80s Wednesday through Friday. Some really nice weather. So maybe if you still want to get out to the pool, some brighter skies expected late week. But as for skies today, they're going to be pretty overcast. Right now, we're sitting at 72 in Germantown, 73 in Tyson, and 75 downtown. And again, we do have a good bit of that cloud cover, and really not too much in the way of fog. But take a look at our Futurecast here, our weather app. If you're looking at it today, you'll see the clouds, temperatures going from the low 70s into the mid 70s, so we're not seeing a lot of temperature fluctuation today, and it's all part of that weather maker that slid through last night, ushering in this cooler air mass. I've got the 3 things you need to know in the 7-day forecast here coming up. My next report, guys. All right, let's check on your traffic as we come up on 650 this morning in the Alexandria area. Again, keeping you up to date on this. A tree pole wire still down along Fort Hunt Road. That's closing the the roadway at Paul Spring Parkway. The inner loop now seeing backups through the Wilson Bridge. Also, US 50 westbound, there's some delays building to and past Maryland 202 and DC 295 southbound. That's slowing because of volume.
All right, still ahead this morning on 7 News, everything we know about the death of a man in the custody of Alexandria police. And we are previewing this high-stakes meeting coming up between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, and we'll talk about who else has been invited.
And that, start with downstream CG3 to main 1, and 3 with A. Yeah.
In the show route 7, place
$5. Yep.
Like that?
Honestly, thought it was just a priority over here. I didn't know I did.
Yeah, how'd you go in here? Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I won't have that.
No, I mean, you asked for like early enough, so that's fine. I just have to know that.
56, 45. 45?
Amagi time.
Oh, Amagi time. Oh, okay.
Don't touch that Amagi. Assuming they're ready.
I'll just be ready.
Sure it will. The other day,
Oh yeah, there's something about that. Yeah, I had to go right after that.
45 in, right? Had it when you first got on 3.
All right, now to the 7 things to know before you go. Today marks 1 week since President Trump announced the federal takeover of MPD and the deployment of the National Guard to the streets of D.C. Since then, more than 300 people have been arrested, with dozens of illegal guns taken off the streets. More National Guard troops are expected to arrive in the district this week from South Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia.
An extended juvenile curfew zone in the Navy Yard neighborhood continues through tonight. It applies to anyone under the age of 18 spotted out past 8 p.m. in groups of 9 or more. This is on top of the citywide curfew, which runs every night from 11 to 6 p.m.
Police in Alexandria are investigating the death of a man who was in their custody. 32-year-old Alan Tucker died on Friday after being arrested for public intoxication. He was unarmed, and police say as he was arriving at the jail, he had some kind of medical emergency. Police say there was no use of force by the officers. The medical examiner will determine the cause of death.
Today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will meet with President Trump at the White House to discuss the meeting between Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin on the war in Ukraine. The U.S. is trying to negotiate a peace deal between the two countries. Zelensky will be joined by other European leaders today, including the German Chancellor, the French President, and UK's Prime Minister.
Summer Restaurant Week in the DMV begins today. More than 350 restaurants in D.C., Maryland, and Northern Virginia are taking part. There will be multi-course meals, wine pairings, and cocktails, all at a discount price. It wraps up on Sunday.
All right, well, maybe heading to the National Harbor to get in on some of the Summer Restaurant Week action there. There goes a bird. But anyways, you are waking up to some pretty cloudy and gray conditions here on this Monday, so bring your own sunshine. Temperatures about 20 degrees cooler today compared to yesterday. We're sitting at 75, and that's pretty much what we're forecasting as far as high temperatures today, so not much in the way of temperature changes. It is going to be a little bit breezy, and we could see a passing shower, a little pocket of drizzle, but I think most of that's going to be over southern Maryland. So definitely a little bit on the cooler than average side as we get back to school. Also, with so many kids getting back to school, just be a little bit more mindful as you're leaving the neighborhoods, especially with some of those younger kids maybe just getting on the bus for the first time. Hey, start your day with us tomorrow, because tomorrow morning we'll start off in the 60s, maybe a few showers, and it's still going to be pretty gray tomorrow. Wednesday will be our transition day. If you're looking to get some good sun, maybe at the pool, Thursday, Friday are my pick days for that. Nice cool mornings, comfortable afternoons. Maybe we can give the AC a little bit of a break. We can open up the windows. And looking ahead to the weekend, looking pretty good. Temps in the mid-80s. We do have a chance for storms on Sunday. Otherwise, just kind of cloudy and cool to start this third week of August, guys.
All right, well, business is picking up on our area roadways right now. Look at the top of the screen. Outer loop is slowing with congestion from I-95 to Georgia Avenue. Also look at the bottom of your screen. That's the inner loop of the Beltway approaching the Potomac and the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. So that is going to be slow. Outer loop, here it is. Just west of Interstate 95, just crawling towards New Hampshire Avenue and Georgia Avenue. Also want to point this out, I-395 northbound at the George Washington Parkway. That looks like it's moving just fine right now in all directions. One of the things to point out to you here, Fort Hunt Road, trees and wires down in Alexandria. So that's closed between Admiral Drive and Alexandria Drive at Paul Spring Parkway, and back to the wide view. Just starting to slow down in those typical areas that you see it start to slow. All right, we've got much more local news, weather, and traffic right now over on WJLA 24/7. That's also streaming on our homepage.
Good Morning America is coming up next. We want to wish everyone going back to school today a wonderful first day of class and a fabulous school year.
And here's the music. Zach's brought us 7 full. And we're getting ready to.